How is quarantine?
Uh, I'm not used to it, but at least it's given me time to, strategize and do a couple of things and kind of put my house in order, if I may say so. So that's what
Okay,
is keeping me sane. Otherwise, I
keeping you
need to be
safe.
out there.
Good, good, good. Anyway, so I would like to start this session. So today we're having a discussion about COVID-19 and the impact it has to small businesses. So today we have Daisy Osodo. Maybe first, before Daisy introduces herself, I would like to say if you want to contribute to this session, you can actually click on the link, join the studio, and give your perspective. So we'll be here like for the next 1 hour discussing about this, and you are welcome to contribute to it. So Daisy, you can introduce yourself.
So my name is Daisy Osodo. I'm an entrepreneur and a media planner in that I advise clients on how to advertise. And I run my business, that's Daisy Cosmetics. Here in Kenya, it's a Kenyan cosmetic brand. So we started last year around September, but basically we've just been collecting data for 2 years before putting something out there. So we did put something out there in September, and so far so good. The feedback we've received, at least we've been able to create products that are tailor-made specifically for the Kenyan women, because that's our target market now before we go outside, because I like to believe that Kenyan women come in so many different forms of beauty and shades. So it's a great, again, playing ground to experiment and just be able to create something beautiful for them to enjoy. Yeah.
Okay, good. So maybe Daisy, you can elaborate more about your maybe your Daisy Cosmetics.
Mhm.
Maybe you can elaborate more because maybe there's not so many women who are in manufacturing.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe actually you can talk how the market looks like, how cosmetic business is, what kind
Yeah.
of the challenges are there.
So the first challenge that really made me want to start was because I used to work in a cosmetic store as a data collection officer. So what you do is get client feedback on products and services to enable the
Actually,
store
you can
again
talk
to be
how the
able to
market looks
stock
like, how
products.
cosmetic business is. Sorry for that.
So after that, that's when I began, through my interaction with people, we came and realized that some people actually do not find shades that are good for them, or if it's lipstick, it's either too light or too dark. Just trying to find that balance in between, and that's where I saw an opportunity to be able to create something tailor-made for women. So now we started with lipsticks, and now we have eyeshadows, and slowly we'll be progressing now into foundation, which is one of the trickiest and most, you know, creative things to work on. So that's gonna take a bit of time, but it's something that's in the pipeline again. But
Yeah.
these products have to be tailor-made specifically for the Kenyan women. That way, if a woman walks into a store, they're able to find something that is specific for them, again at an affordable price, because you
Okay.
cannot afford to spend on one cosmetic product equal too high. Again, it becomes a luxury, but we want them to be able to spend on something that is of good quality and something that they love and something that they can enjoy. So that's
Okay.
also something we've been working on.
Okay. So so Daisy, there is so many young people who are out there. Maybe they
Yeah.
say there is no capital.
Mhm.
Can you talk about maybe how you raised your capital, maybe in this manufacturing business?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you were one of the people who saw me through my journey, and we've talked about this with you so many times. But what I did is I was so lucky to be in employment, you know. So I decided to take like half of my salary and put it into the business. So what I did is I identified like a manufacturer who took me through the whole process, because again, like I said, in these 2 years I was collecting information. I needed to know what was good, what works best for the African skin, and to be able to find a manufacturer who can replicate the same quality. So once we identified a supplier, we got samples. We've worked over 600 samples, I can tell you, until we settled for something that is really good quality. And that is what now we took, and now we turned into a finished product. So it's been slow and progressive. Like, it's hard. I tried getting bank loans and financial assistance from all these institutions, but then they would come up that they say they want collateral, they want something like they can hold on to for you to get the loan. So which is probably in terms of car and land. And sometimes as youth, we don't have that. So that's also one of the
Yeah.
challenges I had. So that's why I had to, come to the conclusion that I have to take half of my salary and put it into my business. So my business grew slower, but I'm just so happy with the product, because at the end of the day, we have like a good quality finished product, even if it took like a lot of time.
Okay. Okay. So Daisy, now we are in a crisis, and I believe you are in a
Yes.
lockdown, like me.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I
So
am.
maybe, you can talk about what you make of this crisis. What are you observing? What we can learn?
Yeah, of course. I've noticed that a lot of people are panicking for some reason, but from a religious aspect, I am not panicking. But from a
Okay.
business aspect, you have to panic, because from making really nice sales at the end of the day, the graph just went down without
Yeah.
any notice. So from a day, probably like you're used to selling 100 products, you find that now you're selling 20, which is 5 times on the minimal of what you used to making. And now in terms of that, now you have to strategize. Is it that we have to sell our products at a discount so that again now people still continue to buy, or what do we do again to remain relevant? And right now Kenya has introduced the rule where you have to wear masks. So
Yeah.
again, it's hard for people to wear lipsticks,
Yeah.
yet there are masks.
Yeah.
So now the only thing that we have strategized on is now to push the eyeshadow sales for now, and at least to work with influencers to kind of create looks that we can share on our page, so that in terms of when the lockdown is over, or when we are done with the COVID-19 pandemic, people will be able to use those videos to share online and create content and kind of influence purchase. But in terms of sales right now, it's very low. It's crazy.
Okay. Okay. So, in terms of maybe comparing the online sales like you are doing and
Yeah.
the time you used to do just regular sales, is there a big difference?
Yes, there is a big difference, because again, most of our products depend on shade, like the lipsticks. So there's somebody who probably wants to look brighter and the lipstick looks darker. So it requires for them to try it on, which is at that time we were doing mall to mall activations and event activations, so that people get to experience this product and buy what actually fits them, so that they don't again have to go home and be like, what, this lipstick looked good on somebody else, but it doesn't look good on me. So we really did rely heavily on ground sales, which for now is not an option. But that's one of the things that we prefer, in that a client can walk in, try, and actually buy something that they will be comfortable with to the end.
Okay, okay. Daisy, you are saying from maybe a religious point of view, you are not
Yeah.
panicking, but
Yeah.
from a from a business point of view, everyone is
Yeah.
panicking. My
Yeah.
question is, are we really like? There's been a question a lot about maybe Kenya blowing this out of proportion, and
Mm.
even with maybe Tanzania not really putting a lot of restrictions. Are we really getting scared? So scared, maybe sending a lot of fear.
Mhm.
What do you think?
I don't think we are selling fear, because again, we have China as evidence of what happens. We have Italy, we have USA. These are countries with one of the biggest economical, I don't know how to say, they are economical giants. And we have seen how they have been affected. So there is cause to fear. And there's need for us to take precaution, because luckily they've gone through this thing before us. So they are like an example of what can happen. They've lost so many people and the economies have been affected. So if we are not careful, and if we downplay this and don't take the necessary precautions, then I think we are looking into a recession if we are not careful.
So if we were to hit a recession, maybe there's been that conversation. If this persists, maybe for the next 4 or 5 months, we might be in a very serious situation in Kenya, crisis.
Mm-hmm.
So, and of course, we have had questions about maybe the youth. what kind of opportunity exists for the youth, business, and all that. Do you see the government coming strongly to support youth enterprises, maybe after this COVID-19?
I think if they want to look good in the eyes of the public, they have to. But as we have seen before, our government is not something that we can rely on because due to many issues, corruption and the presence of cartels in the government. So I think it's going to be what I would suggest is an instance where businesses rely on other businesses to make it. If you're probably running a media house and I'm running, a business that we can be able to feature and create content. So merging business to business opportunities, I think that's the only way that's going to enable us to get through different audiences and again to be able to help different businesses grow. So I would ask people to consider partnerships between business to business. That in itself is going to build an economy due to the different audiences that we have as different businesses. So once we are able to tap into these different audiences, then we are able to, be able to create opportunities for not only ourselves, but for our youth and for our communities.
Yeah, good, good. So, so in terms of B2B, which you are talking about, maybe business to business
Mm,
kind of partnerships,
mm.
um, and of course, we have been this crisis of COVID-19. In the next, maybe after this COVID-19, how do you see business to business partnership kind of collaboration? How do you see it working out?
I think it will, like I've said, because each business has a different audience, and that's what we can probably try and tap into. Again, being able to partner as business to business enables also us to be able to cut down on costs, such as advertising and production costs sometimes. So that will be able to at least lower the cost and enable us to be able to save a coin wherever we can as a business and then put it into other products and services. So I think those are the two beneficial links that we can try and tap into as businesses.
Okay, okay, good. So Daisy,
Mm,
as maybe a young woman in business, what do
mm.
you tell that maybe young lady out there who maybe just came out of campus and then she's stomaching for the last 1 year? She has said there is no jobs in this market. She has really tried, and now what kind of maybe opportunities or things she can explore outside maybe employment?
Outside employment. Now, we are lucky that in this modern age, we have a digital space that people can tap into. If you can remember very well, when we left high school, you couldn't be something like a content creator. I mean, you tell your parents that, yeah, I want to go to school and study makeup, please, or music. But now we have different opportunities like Instagram, we have LinkedIn, we have Facebook that people can take advantage of. So they need to start from there. And we are hopeful that again that things like Lion Den and such business opportunities, so if it's something that he or she has a business opportunity that they want to tap into, if it's really something they're passionate about, they need to do their homework. Is it going to work? And then at the end of the day, they can pitch in places like Lions Den because they do give capital to start businesses. Such opportunities are there now that we did not have before. We have investor grants, we have NGO funds online. So these are places that probably she can share ideas, and you never know. But we are so lucky that in this modern age, we have investor funds or angel funds, for them to start businesses. So that's something I think they can tap into to start with if they are not able to find a job. Also, I think they should just try and find a place where they can hold on to, and raise money and save up, because we have amazing, amazing opportunities to save up through apps like CBA. I've been using it for 2 years now, and I really enjoy it. So that's another place that they can tap into, and then slowly raise their what's it called?
Their limits,
Yes,
saving limits.
their saving limit, and be able to access credit in advance. So
Okay.
those are things, yeah, they can
Maybe
tap
you can
into.
share about CPL because maybe you're also pitching the same to me.
I am
CPA,
what?
I've heard about that CPA.
Oh, the CVL. My friends actually tell me like I'm a brand ambassador for that thing. But I remember when it was in the initial processes.
Yeah.
Like I said before, I'm also a media planner. So to the clients before they launch something. We are given to try it for the first like 3-4 months.
Yeah.
So I did try it initially, and I've really enjoyed the progress so far, because you can save as low as 500 bob. There's a place where you can invest again and slowly grow your limit, to be able to get a loan, and now that loan you can use it to facilitate your businesses. So it's just basically like a banking app. I've never been to the bank itself.
Yeah.
Just to pick, I just want to pick my card. That's the last time I was in that. It's literally paperless. So
So,
such things, again,
right?
convenience. Yeah.
Oh, even loans is paperless completely.
Yes, paperless. And you don't even require like a guarantee or a collateral. So you see why I'm for it, because it really did come through for me when I needed money.
Yeah, yeah, good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, Daisy. Now, since everyone is almost at home, maybe quarantined, or even having some restrictions,
Mm-hmm.
uh, now, what kind of or creative things people can actually explore at home?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in terms of
Creative. Now you see, the challenge I was having myself, for example, in my business, was I really wanted to be able to create content and show people how to use lipsticks and eyeshadows. But the problem is I did not have time, because I'm either in and out of pitching, or I'm just somewhere in a meeting. I was productive, but now at least I have time. I do tutorials myself and share it to the people. So if you also really have been looking to learn a new skill, maybe to cook, to bake, to just maybe read or write a script or something, or practice being like an actor or actress, this is the perfect time. That thing is that you always give an excuse for, saying I don't have time. Now you have plenty of time. We have like 15 days in quarantine, yani forced leave days. This is your time to learn. If you don't learn it now, my friend, then you need to know you've been having plenty of excuses. Yeah.
maybe this is a time for guys to learn how to cook so that when they get ready,
Yes.
able to impress them. Yeah,
Yeah.
skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, good, good. So yeah, Daisy. So okay, someone wanted to join and maybe contribute or give a question, but I think he left again. You can always click the link, takes you in, and then it's very simple, not very hard. And also, there's something tuned from YouTube. Nice, nice show, good. And also, someone is following. That's good, Baba Jaden. Okay, all right. So Daisy, maybe my other question will be, anyway, we have been in this Nairobi, and people say maybe Nairobi life is so difficult, especially for
Mm.
the young people who are actually coming out of school and maybe just starting. But my question is, what type of skills that actually we need to put them out there so that when we're in this market in Nairobi, we can be we can be proactive, yeah, in terms of going and looking for things. You become determined. Yeah, what kind of skills someone needs to have? Daisy? Okay, Daisy. Right. So it seems like I'm losing Daisy. Let me see. Daisy, can you hear me? All right, Daisy. All right. Before Daisy comes back, Isaac Maweu, a great psychologist, saying keep it up. Let me see. Uh, it says keep it up. As people struggle financially on this time, there's need to be more creative. Yes, yes, Isaac. So we are trying to be relevant in this quarantine time, and also people needs to be creative to create income. Yeah, especially in this difficult time. So I'll bring back Daisy. Daisy, sorry, it seems your network was bad.
Please don't home.
It's okay. So I was talking about proactive, someone who can mwenye anajituma. Maybe the right
Yeah.
word in Kiswahili ni
Yeah.
kujituma. So,
Mm.
what kind of skills that we need to instill ourselves or even go to seek so that tunaweza jituma out there?
A lot of things that, first of all, like, I'll give my example. What I did is to do a lot of research. Because at the end of the day, when you start a business, you don't start a business, yes, you'll be passionate about it, but what's the need in the society for the kind of solution that you want to have, if probably you're in an area where there's no water, would the solution be to build a borehole, or to bring in a tank and then start selling water? Find out what is more preferable to the people, what is more long term, what is more sustaining, again, so that you ensure that your business is there for a long time. So let's just not start a business because we want to be an entrepreneur, to be called an entrepreneur. But if you want our business to be there long term, it has to be through a lot of homework and a lot of research to find out what we can be able to do to assist the community and ensure that the business is there for long. So research is very important. And then passion again, because sometimes your business may be here, sometimes it may be
Yeah.
somewhere there, and it needs the courage and passion for you to be able to still pump and invest into this business and hope like it grows. I always tell people, like, business is a child. You don't give birth today and expect the child to walk tomorrow. There'll be the slow processes of building this business up until it is able to sustain itself. Then now you can be able to take the back seat and just kind of give guidance on what is supposed to go where. But now, since the business is young, you have to be invested fully, because it's now your responsibility. It's going to take everything that you have.
Okay. So in terms of, like you are saying, it takes time, Daisy, and patience is not part of young people's mind. Maybe the old
Yeah. Yeah.
don't have a lot of patience there. Now,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of maybe business breaking even, what kind of maybe minimum time you can say it takes it breaks even, and why? Maybe your opinion in terms of how young people can actually be patient in that process, as well as they pay themselves, of course, but as well as invest back to business.
It depends on the nature of business. um, for example, like in the cosmetic industry, I'll speak on the one that I am in. I'm
Sure.
still pumping into my business. I've not gotten to that stage because it's not yet a year into. So I'm still pumping into my business and putting in more money, because at the end of the day, I want to do research. I want to be able to bring products that really benefit the Kenyan women, for them to enjoy. So if they enjoy, then I know they'll refer their friends and family. So my business is roughly up to almost 8 months now, but I'm still pumping in. So you'll find that sometimes you may start a business for 3 months and it has already bloomed. And sometimes you'll find that your business has even been there for 2 or 3 years and it is still the same. So it depends on the nature of the business. I wouldn't say, but there's quite time, which is why I'm saying you need to be passionate about it and really do your homework and see, is what I'm selling viable to the people, or are people buying into this idea? Is it something that is going to benefit them? If it's something that they like, then you have consistent buyers. And if you see, if it's something that's not moving, then you need to re-strategize and see, do I have to do this in smaller batches, bigger batches, or just change the idea completely into something different? So those
Yep.
stages are there. It's what we call growth, allowing yourself to change and grow into something new. So that's also something that people need to have patience for, because you don't get it right all the time. From mistakes, now you pick 1 2 3 things and then you build yourself up and then try to do something new. Yeah.
Okay, Joseph is saying he's watching. I can see you are watching from Nyeri. He ran away from the city.
Jose, is that
Yeah,
Jose? What
yeah,
do you mean? He was caught up away from COVID-19.
yeah. He got locked when he was away from the
Say
prison.
hi.
Yeah. So anyway, Daisy says hi. So just stay in Nyeri when the lockdown is
Uh-huh.
back. Yeah. All right. So Daisy, the other question becomes in marketing.
Yeah.
Marketing is a big issue. Like you, as you are saying, maybe you use malls. Sometimes you do activations.
Mm,
Uh, you- like someone who thinks like if I can actually maybe start a certain business, which,
mm,
for example, maybe poultry,
yeah.
market becomes the issue.
Yeah.
Do you start a business without a market, or you look for a market and then you start a business?
Like I said, you need to know who's buying what you're selling. or what do you want to sell to the people? Because we're in that stage in life where people only buy what they need. So that's your market. Who are you selling to? What do they need? Is it something that you can afford to make or create? So find out the market first. Who is your target market? Who do you want to buy your products, or who do you want to sell to? Is it something that they can buy into? And then now you can start your business.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So they can go out there and maybe look for markets first.
Mm, mm.
Maybe they do research. They go to the people they are intending to
Yeah.
maybe to sell to first before even going to a business. So it's first research
Mm,
before business. That's what you mean.
yes.
Okay, good, good. So maybe this will be the other angle in terms of health and maybe in terms of support system
Yeah.
when it comes to business, especially when you are stressed. There's a time you feel like you are so low.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe you are single and you have no one to turn to.
Yeah.
How do you even break through those hard days in terms of psychological needs?
I mean, I've had you. I've shared a lot of things with you for those days. I'm like you. I'm stuck here.
Yeah.
At least I've had you, so that's been good, and you've been very instrumental in sharing your failures and what you wish you had done correct. So I've been able to somehow tap into that and try to also do something correct for myself. I've also been able to, I'm lucky to have a mentor who's the CEO for a Kenyan cosmetic brand. Again, it's called Untamed Beauty. And we've been in the phase of experimenting. So she's been lucky that she launched hers last year. And through that, every day she's always sent me feedback. She's like, sweetheart, this is what I did wrong. This is what you can do right. This is what is working for me. Don't do this. People are saying these are the shades they want. She has been able to simplify the whole process for me, which I am so lucky and grateful to her for, because I also shared data on how with her on what I get through the mall activations. I share with her, and we sit down and we brainstorm. So it's a sisterhood. As much as we are supposed to be competitors, but we have not viewed each other from a competitor angle, but we have viewed each other on how we can be able to build each other up as female entrepreneurs. And I'm so lucky to have her. She's my go-to person. My father has also been very instrumental, because I may have an idea and he'd be like, no, I need you to change that and make this product more Kenyan, that Kenyans can relate to. It needs to be a product that everybody can embrace, and not any woman should be left out. In terms
Yeah.
of also business advice, he's been very key and instrumental. He's like, don't take loans from here, try loans from this other place, or can you start something small with smaller capital? So having him by my side again has been very, very wonderful.
So it's very important someone to have that support system and
Oh,
people
yes.
they uh and maybe
I'd
share.
surprise you, because most of the ideas that, if in terms of creativity, like the package for our lipsticks and for my eyeshadows, I'm not the one who did it actually. I just told the designer I really want something with flowers, because Daisy is a flower. So
Yeah.
it was them, for the two of them, they're called Donna and Mike, for them to sit down and be able to just work on something that I like. And I try not to be there, because I like to give people their creative space. And at the end of the day, I really love the finished product. I really love what they've been able to do. And they're still working on a couple of things which I'll be able to share in time. But allowing other people in your businesses, at least, because people have different perspectives of how they see things. And you're not always correct. So
Yeah, true.
allowing other people to be correct for you has lightened the burden. I know
Yeah.
even if I'm not there and I need something done, they'll be able to do it, because they know what I want and what I stand for, and to be able to replicate that in terms of art. So
Okay, this another thing is like you're saying, allowing people to maybe correct you. Also, there's an aspect of people who own maybe small business, they just want to be there. Um, what is your opinion in terms of getting guys to do your tasks or maybe your work, and then you can maybe manage from aside?
that I always encourage for that to be much, much later in the business, because when you start, like I said, it's like a child. You need to know how your child functions. Does my child like to sleep at 3 a.m. or does he like to sleep in the day or in the night? What are their sleeping patterns? How does he eat? What food does he prefer? Feeding habits and all that. The same as business. To be able to understand your business, you need to be able to know, am I selling digital more or online more? Are people buying this color, or what shades are they buying? What are people saying? So being involved in that business and creating a space whereby, people can be invested in your business first and then know how to create a function and a system first before you let your business be handled out by others is what I would encourage. Like creating a system first. So once that system is stable and ready, then you can be able to find something, manage, like you said, manage your business from a distance, but at the end you're involved, but you're not as involved as before. But now when you start your business, you have to be 150% involved.
Okay, good. So the last one I want to know, Daisy, is about competition, especially your type of industry, which is now in cosmetic and beauty products. How does competition look like? Is there a huge competition? How do you mitigate that? What is your advantage?
Yes, we have a lot of companies that have now come up, especially by young women who are still doing the same in the industry, and which is something I would encourage that they do it, because you know what? This is a business that has a lot of gaps. And if they always say if your product is for everyone, then you have a product for no one, And we are so lucky, like I said, that I have 2 years experience on data collection in the beauty industry itself. So
Yeah.
going into it, I already know what I'm doing. And that's something that I'm so lucky. And also, before we started, we did like the mall activations, and we had over 65 shades of lipstick and eyeshadows that people could try on. And out of the 65, we got 12 colors that were, like kind of all rounded for every Kenyan woman, any Kenyan woman who just wants a good lipstick and be able to get from these 12 colors. And these are the 12 colors that now we are going into full production with. So going in, I know already I have a product that people are going to love and enjoy, whether it's in a shade of red, maroon, brown, or purple, but there's something at least somebody can get out of with, and that's a sale for us. So I was so lucky to have that experience. Not most of them have that, and so that's something I'm enjoying and looking forward to, because the data is what I'm replicating.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah.
Maybe you can have your last word in terms of maybe if people need to follow Daisy or so, you have a different business account.
No, actually, on all my socials, I am at Daisy Osodo, except on Twitter, which is Osodo Daisy, inverted. Call me Daisy Cosmetics on all platforms. Instagram, Facebook is just Daisy Cosmetics, and then Twitter is also Call Me Daisy Cosmetics.
Great, great, great. Thank you, Daisy. I'd like to say thank you for everyone who watched. We look
Thank
forward
you so
maybe to
much.
have you share to ladies about beauty products.
Yes,
Maybe next time you can come with the samples they can see.
of course.
By the way, this is the last question. Do men do makeup?
Yes, actually, let me tell you, and those people are very dangerous because they are so creative and so good and so precise. I'm telling
Okay.
you, in Nairobi, the guy who does my eyebrows is a guy, and in
Oh,
almost all media houses I've gone to and shoots, it's done by dudes. These people fear them. They're so good at what they do.
okay. So even men
Yeah,
can do this, eh?
yeah,
Okay.
men can even do it.
Okay. Good. Good.
Yeah.
Asante. Thank you for everyone who watched. We'll see you next session. Thank you.